Imagine a secret so closely guarded that even the most persistent royal watchers were left guessing for years. That's exactly what happened with Prince Harry's parentage. From the moment he was born, rumors swirled that King Charles might not be his biological father. Whispers turned to headlines, and headlines fed the world's fascination with one lingering question: could Prince Harry be someone else's son? Today, we're venturing deep into the tangled story of royal romances, hidden affairs, and a final DNA revelation that changed everything. Despite fervent denials from official sources, the topic refused to die. Speculators pointed to Harry's famously red hair, which seemed to set him apart from Charles and the rest of the royal family. Others claimed to see signs of distance between father and son. Over the years, various men, some real figures from Diana's life and others simply rumor-fueled enigmas, were thrown into the mix as possible fathers. Meanwhile, the monarchy stayed tight-lipped, preferring not to engage with what they viewed as baseless speculation. Yet the more they said nothing, the louder the theories became. It's important to remember that while these rumors made for sensational stories, the real backdrop was far more complex. A fragile royal marriage, a beloved princess struggling in the public eye, and a young prince growing up beneath intense scrutiny. Harry often stood in stark contrast to his older brother, Prince William, who seemed to fit seamlessly into royal expectations. The difference in their appearances only served to embolden gossip columns eager for a shocking headline. But was it all just coincidence? Or was there a genuine hidden truth behind the speculation? Long before the rumor mills kicked into overdrive, the union of Princess Diana and Prince Charles was already under strain. Their wedding had been televised to millions, painting a fairy tale image that didn't always match reality. Behind the glamour, Diana felt lonely and misunderstood. Charles, for his part, was under constant pressure from palace traditions and royal duties, and there were always whispers about his unresolved feelings for Camilla Parker Bowles. As time went on, tension began to show in public, and tabloids started picking up signs of trouble. Observers noted that Charles appeared closer to William, his firstborn, while Diana doted on both sons in a way that made each feel special, but also highlighted just how separate her world was from Charles's. People who followed the royals began to ask uncomfortable questions. Was there a reason Charles seemed distant with Harry? Could the rumors about paternity hold any weight? For the royal family, such talk was unthinkable and best ignored. But the chatter only grew louder, especially once James Hewitt stepped into Diana's life. Hewitt was a former British Army cavalry officer, charismatic, athletic, and sporting the same famously red hair that fueled so many tabloid theories. He reportedly met Diana in 1986 when she sought riding lessons and a confidant. Their closeness flourished during a period when Diana felt emotionally isolated. She was desperate for affection and understanding, both of which she seemed to find in Hewitt's company. Before long, a romantic connection was an open secret among those close to Diana, setting off a chain of events that overshadowed everything else in her life. Yet if there's one constant in these rumors, it's the timeline. Harry was born in 1984, and both Diana and Hewitt insisted their relationship didn't begin until 2 years later. For them, that single fact should have ended the speculation, but the tabloid press refused to let go, pointing to what they saw as a family resemblance between Harry and Hewitt. The story was just too alluring. A princess locked in a loveless marriage finds comfort in a handsome soldier, and perhaps a child is born from that affair. It was the stuff of gossip gold. The more Diana and Hewitt denied it, the more certain some people became that there was a cover-up. Hewitt himself publicly addressed the rumors multiple times. In interviews, he stuck to the same timeline and expressed frustration at being cast as Harry's father. It was, in his words, simply not possible. He stressed that while he and Diana had a meaningful relationship, it started after Harry's birth, and any claim otherwise was a complete fabrication. Even so, the red hair scandal continued to loom over him, and the world's fascination with all things Diana meant the rumors never truly faded. Of course, Hewitt wasn't the only figure implicated in these theories. Over time, other names began to surface. Major Mark Dyer, Barry Manake, even close friends of Diana who possessed similar hair colors. Some claimed there were secret pacts, hidden letters, or coded remarks from Diana that allegedly confirmed or hinted at these paternal mysteries. The public devoured every new scrap of supposed evidence. In truth, it often took very little for a rumor to gain traction. Any photograph or fleeting gesture could be spun into an entire backstory in the relentless quest to uncover what was really happening behind palace doors. Meanwhile, Diana's own struggles were splashed across front pages worldwide. She opened up about her battle with an eating disorder, her sense of isolation within the royal family, and her decision despair over Charles's ongoing ties to Camilla Parker Bowles. When she gave her famous 1995 interview, confirming that she had indeed sought companionship beyond her marriage, it made jaws drop around the globe. This was the People's Princess being heartbreakingly honest, speaking about betrayal, heartbreak, and the reality that her fairy tale marriage had never actually been a fairy tale. Despite her candor, she never wavered on the paternity question, always maintaining that Charles was Harry's father. The monarchy itself, already rattled by scandal, found it challenging to navigate the fallout from Diana's revelations, but they were also dealing with Diana's growing popularity, which sometimes overshadowed their own official duties. She was adored by the public in a way that no one anticipated. That affection and empathy for Diana made the public more inclined to believe her side of the story, yet it also meant that any rumor about her life, especially one about a secret child fathered by someone other than Charles, would resonate. The British tabloids became an echo chamber, repeating insinuations until they felt like facts. One of the most painful chapters came after Diana's tragic death in 1997. In the shock and grief that followed, tabloid rumors reached a fever pitch. Without Diana's voice to reinforce her denials, the public was left to reinterpret everything she had said or done. Did she drop secret hints in her interviews? Were there coded references in the letters she wrote? Sorrow turned into a sort of global obsession, pushing the narrative of Harry's paternity back into the limelight whenever any new shred of gossip surfaced. Harry, still a young man coping with his mother's passing, became the subject of never-ending speculation. As he grew older, the differences between him and William became more pronounced to outside observers. Some saw Harry as the more rebellious, free-spirited prince, qualities they believed might hint at a fundamentally different lineage. Others thought the monarchy's stoic attitude toward Harry indicated they were hiding something. Meanwhile, Harry had to confront tabloid stories about him daily, many of which dredged up theories about who his father might really be. Despite all this, there were other storylines swirling around Diana's private life that contributed to the confusion. She was linked to Dr. Hasnat Khan, considered by Diana herself to be Mr. Wonderful. She sparked headlines with Dodi Fayed, whose tragic end she shared on that fateful night in Paris. There were rumors of a close relationship with Oliver Hoare, and supposed flirtations with sports figures like Will Carling. Each time Diana was connected to another man, the tabloids couldn't resist tying it back to the same question: did any of these relationships overlap with Harry's birth? For years, the royal family stayed silent. Some insiders said that acknowledging the rumors would only give them more weight. Others believed that ignoring them might make them go away. Neither approach worked. Each time a fresh wave of stories hit the tabloids, the palace would respond with a quiet dignity that some interpreted as aloofness. In truth, it was a complicated situation to address. How do you repeatedly prove a negative? How do you handle allegations that strike at the heart of the monarchy, especially when they involve the late Princess Diana? The only person who could put a final end to the rumors was Prince Harry himself. For a long time, he chose not to say anything, focusing instead on his royal duties and personal causes. He served in the British Army, took on mental health advocacy, and championed Invictus Games, channeling much of his energy into charitable work. His life path diverged from that of William, but the relationship between the two brothers remained a subject of fascination. Some believed that if Harry were truly Charles's son, he would follow royal protocols and traditions with the same sense of duty as William. Yet Harry's independent streak only fueled more speculation that he might be different because of some hidden truth about his bloodline. Eventually, tensions with the royal family escalated as Harry grew tired of constant media invasions. When he married Meghan Markle, a new wave of publicity surrounded the couple, from glowing fanfare to hostile tabloid coverage. The intense spotlight led them to step back from official royal duties, a move many saw as an attempt to protect their well-being and privacy. Once again, the rumor about Harry's paternity made the rounds, with critics claiming this was his way of distancing himself from a family in which he'd never truly belonged. It was pure speculation, but it made sensational headlines. All of this built up to a long overdue reckoning, a DNA test that would determine once and for all whether King Charles was indeed Harry's biological father. While the exact timeline of how and when this test was done remains private, multiple sources confirmed it occurred. The result was clear and unambiguous. Harry and Charles share a genetic connection that erases any doubt. In a world where modern science can definitively lay rumors to rest, the test proved nearly a perfect match. For King Charles, the confirmation came as a relief. He had always publicly embraced Harry as his son, but the incessant rumors hurt both of them, chipping away at their relationship and overshadowing their genuine bond. Knowing the truth was finally laid out in black and white ended any speculation that Charles might have harbored secret doubts. This wasn't merely about Charles's reputation, it was also about repairing a father-son relationship tested by years of public scrutiny and private pain. From Harry's perspective, the news provided something he'd struggled to find: closure. Imagine growing up hearing whispers that you might not be who you believe you are, that your biological father could be someone your mother had an affair with. Despite Diana's clear denials, the noise never stopped. Now Harry had undeniable proof that ended a chapter of speculation and allowed him to move forward. It's hard to quantify the relief that comes from finally silencing the question that has followed you since childhood. Reports from insiders suggest that even Prince William, who was sometimes rumored to be protective of the monarchy's image, welcomed this definitive answer. Though the two brothers have faced various disagreements and challenges in their adult lives, the paternity question was never one of them. By settling the matter, they could both focus on more pressing concerns, like their grandmother's legacy, their ongoing charitable efforts, and the complexities of modernizing the monarchy. For the broader royal family, this confirmation was a chance to turn the page on a long and embarrassing saga. The monarchy has endured centuries of controversy, but the paternity rumor was uniquely personal and persistent. With the DNA results revealed, they hope the public's attention can shift away from conspiracies about lineage and onto issues that truly matter, like Harry and Meghan's advocacy, William and Kate's responsibilities, and King Charles's role in guiding the future of the crown. Still, there are those who insist on continuing the rumor, claiming the DNA test was doctored or part of a royal cover-up. Conspiracy theories, especially about famous families, rarely vanish completely, yet the evidence is overwhelming and most observers now accept that the question has been conclusively answered. With modern science on his side, Harry has every reason to move on from a narrative that once haunted his formative years. In many ways, this resolution mirrors Diana's complex legacy. She was a woman who struggled under the crown's weight, sought genuine connection, and inadvertently became the most photographed figure in the world. Her personal life, rich with heartbreak, triumph, and romantic entanglements, has been examined from every angle, but the truth about Harry's father was one aspect that even she could never fully silence. Now, more than 2 decades after her passing, her beloved younger son has found the peace she might have wished for him all along. So what does the future hold for Harry, Charles, and the entire royal family in the wake of this revelation? The monarchy has evolved rapidly in recent years, from global shifts in public opinion to Harry and Meghan's groundbreaking decision to forge a new path across the Atlantic. Yet with the paternity issue finally settled, a burden has been lifted from Harry's shoulders. He can continue carving out his independent role, partly inside, partly outside the royal framework, without the weight of endless speculation about who he really is. Moreover, this chapter serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of rumors and the power they wield in shaping public perception. The story of Harry's paternity was stoked by tabloid headlines, fueled by public fascination, and sustained by a lack of definitive proof for decades. Now that science has spoken, we're left to reflect on how swiftly such myths can spread and how deeply they can affect the people at the center of them, especially when those people are living their lives beneath one of the brightest spotlights in the world. Even with the truth out, some may never be convinced. That's the nature of rumors. Once they take root, they can be difficult to uproot completely. But for the majority who care about the facts, it's a relief to see this saga reach its conclusion. Harry remains Charles's son, and though their relationship may have endured strain, it's built on genuine ties that no rumor can sever. Ultimately, the true story here isn't just about paternity. It's about a young man who lost his mother under tragic circumstances, endured relentless gossip about his identity, and found his own way in the world despite it all. Diana's memory looms large, reminding us of the complexity of royal life. Are rarely shielded from public fascination. In the end, the DNA evidence answers one of the most persistent royal mysteries of our time, giving Prince Harry and everyone else room to focus on what really matters: the causes he cares about, the family he's building, and the legacy he hopes to leave behind. As we close the book on this decades-long question, we invite you to share your thoughts. Do you think the rumors about Prince Harry's parentage ever had any real basis, or were they the product of a tabloid culture always eager for a scandal? Let us know in the comments. If you found this story as gripping as we did, tap the like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the mysteries and revelations behind royal headlines. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the stories that captivate us all. After all, in the world of royalty, there's always another chapter waiting to be revealed, and sometimes the truth is more dramatic than any rumor could ever be.